everything is recording and you have the presentation on. Okay, so this is what we were talking about last time, and if we want to organize in the sense that I want now to organize the way of how I can look at quality. So if you want to organize the way of thinking rather than mentioning fitness for use, meeting the needs of the customers and so on, I can say that, well, I will organize it in the sense to define quality from a production orientation. Production orientation. What do you mean by production? Production orientation, that means quality is measured by the faults in the product. Okay, so if I'm talking about faults in the product, if I have a laptop, there's a fault in the product. If I have a burger, but it came without a lettuce, that's a fault in the product, right? If I order an order of pizza with cheese, I don't know what's pizza with cheese, okay, and it came pizza without cheese, okay, and pizza يعني لازم cheese, it cannot be pizza without the cheese. That is a fault, right? So what I'm talking here about faults in the product, in the order of the product. So that's a way of looking at it. It could also be product orientation. Product orientation, that means the features of the product define its quality. Very similar example to the bottle. The bottle, it has features. If you don't conform to the features, that means you are not satisfying the quality level. It could be value orientation. Value in relation to price. I buy something, but when I buy it, I feel there's a value for it. I can pay more if there's value for it. I will not pay more if there's no value. This could be to products or also to service. Yani, I can pay more in a restaurant if they have a better service, better arrangement, better sitting. There are places in which you sit in a very luxury sitting, luxury in the sense that you have your own private area. It's like that. I will not say the name of the restaurant. So you sit in a private area, and that private area you have your own TV, your own video, whatever you want to put on the TV. What else it was? You had the flowers at the side. Of course, when they go to come in, they knock the door. It's like it's a very private thing. It's a very private thing. Now, talking about the food was not that much. It was just normal food. But what I want to say is that you pay more as a value. Why? Because you compare it. I mean, you pay more as a price because there is a value there. Value in the service. Sometimes it's no value in the service. Yani, you're paying more for a university than another university. What are you paying more for University A? Because it is of better value. It has better education. It has better reputation. It has better ranking. It has better value. And because it has better value, you're paying more. Okay, so it's always value to price. I'm going to buy a TV. Every time when I want more value in that TV, that means more specifications, I would expect the price to go higher. So I have no quality. I have no problem with quality. It's all quality in my sense, as long as the value it is in good level with the price. It's in a satisfactory level, not satisfactory, acceptable level with price. But if it is not in the acceptable level, it is not quality. So you see, so that is the value orientation. As the example that I say, but it's different from one person to another. If you go to a French restaurant and they give you this small plate with a very small piece of meat, and then they put a rosemary at the top there, and which makes it more beautiful. But I cannot eat the rosemary. I'm going to eat the meat only with that small amount. And then they put the sauce. Even the sauce is not enough to eat it with each piece of the meat. And you pay 20 BD. You pay 20 BD for that.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yeah, right. And then you go to a Turkish restaurant, they give you this much, mashallah, with the same amount of price and that big. And then you feel the yes, that is a value for a price. I'm paying, but I'm getting something. So value in relation to price, of course, everyone has different value. So I cannot, even the example of the French restaurant, if you go to some people else, considering themselves going to a French restaurant, that it is a prestige, even though that it is not. But this is what they are thinking about. It depends on where they are living. For people who lived in Lebanon and Syria, they see French restaurants or French people somehow as a prestige, which is different from the people who lived in the Gulf area. It's just the way how we lived under the colonization, and this is how it's reflected in us through our raising and our books and so on. Not going to the politics side, I just want to reflect the value in relation to price. Okay, competition orientation. Competition orientation. The quality is about being competent. You have a value that the customer will like something that you have in comparison to others. So you have something others don't have. You have many examples coming to my head. I think so you already have. Sorry?
Like you have a unique secret in your product.
A unique secret in the product, yes, which makes you different. So you're talking about the taste. So for example, you have a taste which is different from other people. So there's a value that you have in comparison to others. And if many people like Al Baik restaurant, till for me that I still don't, it didn't hit in my head. But they have a value definitely which make people go to them. A romancia. Sorry, I'm giving you many examples with food today. I don't know what's going on. All types of food. I want Italian, French.
We are hungry already, doctor.
So if you go to a romancia, they have a value. Part of it could be the food itself. It's really tasty. And the second thing is the gathering, the way of how they may have the arrangement of people gathering together and friendly, and it's all like gatherings of celebration. So anyone wants to celebrate by the end of the semester, they graduated, they want to go to a romancia and have some food. Okay, and it's just examples. It could not fit for ladies, but for boys, I had seen many people. They used to go to Muhammad Noor, now they go to a romancia. Okay, so next is the customer orientation. Customer orientation, that means you're concentrating now not on competition, not what I have in comparison to others, not as DJ Sharaf, I have electronics, but what do I have as DJ Sharaf that others don't have? For example, Extra. What did they say? I'm talking about competition now. I went back. They said that we have the lowest price in Bahrain for all electronics. And if you find the same product with a lower price than our price, then you have the right to return the product to us. You see, so they said that the value that they have is that they are of less price than others. That is a good competition orientation, right? So this is how they think. When I talk about quality, it's not only one side. So they have competition orientation. They have also value orientation. They have also production orientation. So that means that one company could have more than one orientation in terms of quality. Customer orientations. Okay, ability to satisfy customer needs. So I think so this is clear. We have explained this many times, and we said that if you satisfy customer needs, if this is your orientation, this is the way of how you think. You always think what customers wants. If the customer wants 1, 2, 3, I will give them 1, 2, 3. So that is customer orientation. Now, it's not about, well, if you're only thinking about customer and not competition, So you're not thinking about the other shops, what the other karak shops are giving. Karak shops, all of them, they give the same, for example, same products. I will open a karak shop. If I have only the customer orientation, I want just to satisfy the needs of the place that I'm living in. So I give them karak, I give them sambusa, I don't know if it's part of karak shop. Yani, I give them some sandwiches, mojitos, and so on. So that is, for example, my karak shop. If that was only the customer oriented. But if I'm not customer oriented only, I'm also competition oriented, then I need to give more products that others do not have. For example, sandwich chips Oman, sandwich with Oman chips. I like it because I don't find it in every karak shop, and I found it in one of the shops. So I started going to that shop. So what I'm trying to say is that they didn't have only the customer orientation, but they also had the competition orientation. Going to the next point, environmental orientation. Environmental orientations, that means, when I say environmental, it's not only environmental, it's more societal. Okay, it's more societal, and I think so this is a better word, because if you want a real impact is societal, not environmental. But they use the word environmental just for the sake of marketing, and they say total impact on society and environment. Actually, it's more important to look at the impact on society than environment. Then I don't mean that environment is not important. Water environment is important. Air environment is important. Sea environment is important. It is very important. But why it is important? Because it has a problem to do with society. So the real impact, what makes people get worried and think about that there's a problem with the quality of this car. Why? Because this car is not safe. Safe for whom? Safe for me. And there are some people who look for safety for the environment, which is also an additional value. But I'm just talking about which one has a higher impact. Higher impact is a society than environment, even though that environment is very important. Okay, so that is another way of looking at it. يعني مثل شنو? I produce a product that is يعني now all our plastic bags are biodegradable. يعني so that is some kind of an environmental orientation, right? I have some products. Now you have also some products where they sell products that is okay. I have any examples in my head, but I don't know if they fit or not. يعني, there was a new YouTube thing, videos on, I forgot the name of the channel, of the link, where they are talking about video streaming, but it is safe video streaming without أي وسخ, okay, without any dirt. I think so you understand what I mean by dirt. Okay, so so there was something like that. You already can see that. Today we open YouTube, and I bought the premium membership for several reasons. One of the reasons I give it also off to the family membership. Why is that? Because it saves you from all those adverts that is with, I don't know, but why they put this advert. Yani for me, they put some kind of adverts, and for my small son, he has some kind of adverts related to something that is dirty. Okay, it's very clear. So what I'm trying to say here, I saved myself from those things that come up here and there through what? Through buying the premium membership, because you don't have them coming on and on to you, to me and my family members. So what I'm trying to say, that kind of video streaming, new video streaming, they try to become popular. I don't know if they are popular or not yet, but what was their idea? They were more societal or environmental oriented. okay, protecting the society. So there's another way of looking at it. You can add طبعا, huh? You can add any other thing, يعني, but that is, these are many ways of defining quality. Okay, so there's also the two ways of looking at quality. From the producer point of view, from the customer point of view. And you need to have this mindset. Okay, you need to have this mindset. What I'm trying to do here, I'm putting a lot of things in your mindset, telling you that how should you think. And let me give you an example, and then I'll go back to the example of the producer and the customer, just to strengthen it. Okay. So, for example, there had been a meeting, and in the meeting they decided to change a policy at University of Bahrain that any student who has a GPA greater than 2, even if his major GPA is less than 2, he's going to graduate. Okay, مثلا, I'm just saying an example. Because currently you need to have the GPA and the major GPA greater than 2, both of them. So I'm just saying an example that now they changed the rules مثلا, and they said that the major GPA less than 2 ما عليك. We just want to look at the overall GPA, for example. Imagine that after they have discussed and taken the decision, now Bassam مثلا, I did not attend the meeting, so I don't know what happened. So there are different ways of how I'm going to think about what happened in the meeting. So I could think about what happened in the meeting is that they have taken a decision that major GPA will not be considered for graduation. I could be thinking in a different way where I said that, well, they have taken this decision because the Dean of Registration said that I have already seen many different universities, and those different universities, they graduate only based on GPA and not major GPA. I may go further than that, and then I say that, but the VP of Academic Affairs, he's going to say, la, he cannot get a major GPA less than 2 and graduate because it's not right. I have other universities in which they do blah, blah. And then what happens here, now I'm doing a scenario of how people are thinking. What I'm trying to say, I'm shifting myself from one point of view. It's not only my point of view. I'm also putting a scenario in my imagination, the point of views of the different people. It's not only that, you also can go further where you say what? Why did the Dean of Registration think like that? Why did he bring on different universities of major GPA that it is not important? Maybe the Dean of Registration is thinking that I'm having a lot of problems and he just wants to reduce the problems. Why does he want to reduce the problems? Maybe he wants to reduce the problem for good, for goodwill. He wants to help the students, or he doesn't want to have headache. When I go further into the mindset of every person and how do they think, this is even deeper in thinking, and as if I was sitting them in the meeting and I'm not there actually. I just know that there was a decision, blah, blah. So what I'm trying to say is that you can shift yourself and put yourself in the point of view of others. It's not easy. It's an exercise that you can work on it if you want. I love it. I always do it. I always do it. Maybe it's part of my personality. And even if I see some people walking together outside, and now I'm looking at 2 people entering a white car. Of course, they don't know that I'm talking about them. And the lady, she sat at the back and the man sat at the front. Most probably they are not related. The car, white car, is a very small car, which looks like maybe it is a rented car. So maybe he's the driver, for example. But I'm just saying anything, right? And I know that it sounds funny that I'm thinking about that with of no use, but it's just part of my practice. Going back, why did I say all that? Producer point of view. Can you put yourself in the producer point of view? Can you put yourself in the customer point of view? If you are good and intelligent enough to know how does a producer think and how a customer thinks, you will be a very good quality manager. Okay? If you will be a really very good quality manager, you know what the university wants and you know what the student wants. You know what the burger shop wants and what the customer who wants to eat or wants. You know what DJ Sharaf wants as a management. You know what the staff member wants in DJ Sharaf, and you also know what the customer wants when they go to DJ Sharaf, and so on. So you can put yourself in every pot here and there. If you put yourself in the producer point of view, mainly what you're going to think about standards and specifications. I want to produce this bottle of this number of this specification. In DJ Sharaf, I want to I want to sell these laptops and only these laptops that has standards and specifications, not any laptops. But if you think about customer point of view, I need also to meet the customer needs. يعني, if as DJ Sharaf, if they buy a mobile of certain standards and specification, and this mobile, the screen gets broken, which is very frequent. It happens to many people. It happened to me, it happened to you, it happens to everyone. And if it is broken, part of meeting my customer needs is that I can fix it with an affordable price, just a 5 BD price. Okay, this is what they claim, by the way, but there's another story behind it. I discovered that later. Okay, they fix it with 5 BD, but when you take it to for fixing, you need to pay 10 BD other than the 5 BD. Okay, and you need to sit without a mobile phone for at least 10 days. Can you imagine that? Is that meeting customer needs? So they were cheating me, if I would say that they are satisfying the customer needs with only 5 BD, but they did not really meet the customer needs later and my expectations. And this is why I never paid 5 BD again for anything for the breaking thing. So what I'm trying to say here, DJ Sharaf was able to get this idea of meeting customer needs, and they also meet the standards and specification. So it's important for you when you look at quality, you look at both dimensions. Okay, I think so it's clear. So I want to see here the quality of production, and here from the customer point of view, he wants to look at the quality of design. He wants to see the price, the features. Is it friendly enough? He can use it very easily. Is it functional? It does what it is required to do. Okay, at the end of the day, I'm going to achieve customer needs, and this is what I want exactly. Characteristics of quality. This is the second assignment. This is the second assignment where we are going to talk about the characteristic of qualities, and you're going to apply those characteristics of quality on different case studies. Okay, and by the way, this characteristic of quality, it came as a case study in the assignment, and it also came in test 1, and it came in the final. That was last semester. Just to tell you that how important to understand. We already understood many of it, but just to reflect that how important it is. The characteristics of quality. There are many characteristics of quality. You can see them. Don't worry about this. I'm just looking here. So this is one, and this is another one. Okay, there's something related to service and something related to products, and we also can have more where we can discuss. And not only these, I also have more. Win home. You see these? These are all characteristics of output. Okay, so going back, there are characteristics of quality. These are some. I'm going to come to the bigger part later, and these are some additional ones, very similar to the one I'm going to take later. Okay, so let's see how do we apply those examples. Hello. Do you have a question قبل ما ندش على characteristics of quality? So to what I have covered so far. أموركم طيبة؟ انزين. Great. Characteristics of quality. Hello. So one of the characteristics of quality is appearance. Hello. Appearance. يعني شنو appearance? You went to a restaurant, and when you go to the restaurant, the person comes to you. Now, this person who comes to you, he's dressed well, right? So part of being dressed well is an appearance. And he has a very good hat as well. He looks like Chinese with that hat. Okay, so he has a good appearance. This appearance reflects on you. Sometimes it's everywhere, right? It's the appearance of the restaurant. It's the appearance of the person who serves you. It could be in many different dimensions, but appearance adds to quality. Even if you talk about a website, I'm just giving you ideas, because sometimes I ask you to reflect characteristics on a website. And then I ask you to reflect appearance on website. I mean, sometimes it does not fit. Don't worry, I'm going to select things that fit. Appearance of the website makes a lot of difference. And sometimes there are websites, they look very fishy, and you just don't want to use that website because you have many adverts coming here and there, and every time there's something called download, especially if you want to download something that is not free and it is free. So you get to areas and places where you look at the appearance of the website or of the link and you say, no, I don't want to go on. And sometimes the other way around. يعني the appearance is good enough to make you feel that this is quality. And I still remember my friends when they came to Sri Lanka, we had a conference there, and we had some kind of a special visa. It's like a diplomatic visa for some of my friends. We were presenters, يعني. However, I applied, I got my visa very happily, alhamdulillah, I did not face any problems. My friends applied and they also got their visa. But by the way, they applied through a different website, which looked exactly like the original website. And they paid. And they got a reply of the acceptance. And then they discovered, that when they're going to course, when they will be going to Sri Lanka, just checking everything while they're leaving, that was not original. The visa was not true. It was not original. So what I'm trying to say, the appearance of the website that they got into, it was that good and convincing that it is original, that it is quality. It does the job. So appearance, of course, is really important, and you see this everywhere, right? People come to you and they say, "Marhaban, how are you, Mashino? I have a beautiful shop here. If you would come," and they sell peanuts to you, something that is of very low quality, but because he has a good appearance, he just makes you feel that he has very high, good products. So all of this is part of it, right? It's all of part of appearance. I think I gave many examples on appearance. Reliability, reliable. It's not easy always to explain reliable. Reliable is part of المرونة. Okay, if you can't do something in a certain way, you can do it on another way. So there's not only one way of doing it. And sometimes if you go to mobile phones, you find that they are reliable. Why? Because you can do more than one function with different ways. You can share the document in different ways. But sometimes being too much reliable, like Samsung, for example, they have many different ways of accessing or running some functions, which makes it more complicated. Because sometimes a person just wants one or two ways, but he doesn't need 10 different ways of doing a thing. It just makes life more difficult for them. Reliable, that means if you book a ticket, you can cancel the ticket for a certain time, where you're going to have a refund. This is part of being reliable. If you go to booking.com and you try to book a hotel, you can book it. You'll go to Umrah, for example, Mecca. You can book, and it says there that it can be cancelled. I mean, I forgot the word because I did not book from a long time ago. So it just gives you the option that free cancellation. It's written free cancellation. So that makes you encouraged to buy. However, if you go, for example, sometimes, not always, to agoda.com or you go to expedia.com, if you go to amoma.com, okay, all of these are websites where you can, they're like travel agents, okay, so you can book your hotel there. Now, talking about booking the hotel, you will see, I still remember that I wanted to book a hotel and on booking.com, even though that I'm considered yazam, a very frequent traveler, and booking.com, they give me special prices because I also I use their website very frequent. So I found a hotel I need to pay, if ما خاب ظني كانت 300 and about 350 BD. 350 BD for 3 nights. Okay, that's a bit expensive. It was a very good hotel and I loved it. It's a bit expensive. However, I got in Amoma a price of 180 BD. And the 350 BD was with free cancellation. However, 180 BD is not free. If you buy it, you buy it. خلاص, you cannot cancel it. And I was pretty sure that I will not cancel لحد ما الحمد لله. But you see that the reliability, how it adds to it, it pushes me for some time to take the 350. 350 was too high, so I couldn't go for it. And so what I did, at the end of the day, I took Amoma, and before I pay, I just told my wife, خلاص, is it 100%? If I pay, I'm not going to get my money back, okay? And she told me, wait for a moment. It's just a feeling, just to say, wait for a moment. And I waited for about 15 minutes. Amazingly, the people of Amoma called me on my mobile phone, and they told me that why you didn't finish the booking. I told them, I'm just thinking about it, and then they told me we will give you additional 15% discount on the 180, even less.
Congratulations.
If you're going to, sorry.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, shukran. So, and of course, by that time, I couldn't say no. I said yes. Definitely I will do. Because I know the people of Amoma, and I dealt with them before, because sometimes it could be fraud. You don't know who's talking to you. But because I deal with them, and this is why it was easy for me to take a decision. But the thing that you see how reliable, they were reliable to put the price down even less. المرونة, the reliability, it helps. You can exchange the product. Exchanging a product, if it is not working, it is part of reliability. So I'm just giving you the ideas of how reliable a shop can be, and that is considered as characteristics of quality. Now, all of the examples that I have given you, when I give you in the test, I just give you an example. I say booking.com. Please reflect 4 different characteristics of quality, 4 different characteristics of quality from the list in front of you. And this is the list in front of you. functionality, appearance, contact, reliability, cover, durability. And then you're required to explain what do I mean by reliability, which is one of the characteristics of quality in Booking.com. What do I mean by appearance in Booking.com? What do I mean by durability in Booking.com? Okay, I also give more examples, and it's not only Booking.com, travel agents or a rental car, a hospital, anything that comes to your mind. I mean, the thing that I always give examples, so you will not guess what example I will give you, because it can be applied to any example, any restaurant, and so on. Hello, so that is part of reliability. And that is part of what I'm going to bring something like that in the test. And this will also be part of the case study when you solve. Let me go to durability, the duration. It comes from duration, from the time, the whole period of time. Durability, it has many things. Things live long with you, or you can use a product for a long time. You can rent a car with good enough of time also without having a lot of additional expenses. شنو بعد durability, because I'm just giving examples of durations, but all the durations examples I gave you with cars, even renting a car or going for valet parking. Valet parking is when you go to a shopping mall and you give them the car, or the hotel, you give them the car, and sometimes it's for free, or sometimes it's for a certain amount of money. And for hotels, usually it's for free. But if you go to a shopping mall, it's for 5 or 10 BD. If you go to hospitals, sometimes it is 1.5 or 3 BD per hour. I'm always talking per hour. So part of the durability, it all reflects that a part of quality. الكمام, the mask that you're using, is for 1 day. It's part of quality, right? And if you tell you that this mask is good for 3 days, مثلا, so that is part of using something that is of 1 use or 3 times of use. It is about the durability again. So these are different examples of durability. You have other points like recovery. Recovery is a difficult example, and it's not of the well-known characteristics of quality. There are many other well-known ones. You're going to see them later. But if you have, they recover to you what you already had. So you're returning to the point where you started without a problem. A part of it, if they bring you a food to you, which is not of that quality, they can recover that for you. They recover all expenses. You can recover the expenses, or you can have the new food, the new item, right? So they don't have a problem. And in some other shops, they have a problem. If I use the card, the Visa card, and then it happens that they brought you the product and the product was not working, what they are going to do? Many shops, they got panic. They start calling their manager. And for you, that is not part of quality characteristic. It's not my problem. And if they can recover that to you, recover the expenses, of course, for Visa, that will take some time. If it was for ATM machine, that will take less time, for about 48 hours. But for Visa, it will take about 2 weeks to see that you already recovered your expenses. Or sometimes it's also for Visa. It happened to me. I was driving once, and while I was driving, with my kids and wife, and while we were driving, my mobile phone just started ringing. Well, and then like messages every 3 seconds. No, every 5 seconds, maybe. Yeah, maybe every 5 seconds. But it was too quick, like every 5 seconds, in 1 minute, 12 times. It just made made me panic. What is going on my mobile phone? So I told my wife, please check the mobile phone. What is going on? And it was still ringing and ringing. And she says that it's written Ithmar. Ithmar, that means the bank, right? What is happening to my account? So I stopped aside. I checked my mobile phone, and I stopped just half a minute, and it was just 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds. But within 90 seconds, it was good enough. And I called the bank very quickly. But the time I was just calling the bank called me, and when they said, we have something strange happening to your Visa account. Is it you who are using it? I said, before he continued his message, I said, please close it down. Please stop it. And they took from my account 2,500 BD. Okay, they took from my account 2,500 BD. But this is something good that I'm going to tell you now. What is the good thing about it? Is that you can recover that 2,500 BD. Why? Because now all Visa cards, okay, or even Mastercards, they have what? They have an insurance. Insurance, that means if it had been stolen and someone used it, they can recover it. So when they call you, the bank, they call you because this is even better for them, because they pay for this insurance. Okay, so it's part of the service. Part of the service that they want, they recover all your expenses back. So that is the idea. That is the idea. Hello. Yani we are left with 2 points here. It's already 11:50. So contact is part of it. Okay, Mahmoud wrote compensations. Yeah, compensations is good. I think so. You were talking about reliability mainly when you said the compensations. Recovery, compensation, bad. Let me think of it. Compensation. ممكن. I sometimes you need an explanation because the word itself doesn't get all the meaning. But they do, yes, recovery. Okay, and then I got it. So they compensate. So they're recovering part of it. It's good. I like what you have said. So they are compensating. يعني العوض ولا الحريمة, right? يعني you get something out of it. So they compensate with you. When you go, for example, to it happened to me once. It was really good thing that happened to me. Alhamdulillah. It happened actually not once, many times. So you go to hotel, you have a 2-room studio room, يعني صغيرة شوي, and then they tell you, well, we don't have a studio room, and because of that, we're going to give you a family or an apartment room. I said, okay, I like it. That's really good. And or sometimes it happened to me when I was going to fly on a trip, and they tell you, well, the economic class is full, and if you accept, of course I will accept. If you accept, we are going to shift you to the business class. Yani, is it okay? Yes, of course it's okay. Shift me to business class. So it's like compensation, but sometimes compensation they give you something better than lower. يعطيكم العافية. So this is what we have covered so far. We are going to continue with the quality characteristics next time. I think the assignment I told you to submit it on today. Is it today or Sunday?
No, on Sunday, Doctor.
Sunday, خلاص. I'll make it on Sunday because I think so on Teams. Maybe I did not still add anything on Teams. I'm going to add a place where you can submit it on Sunday. On Sunday, inshallah, I will cover this. I will cover these details, all of these things that you can see here. When I cover this, I will give you then the second assignment. Okay, assignment number 2. So this is inshallah on Sunday, and then you need to submit it after 1 week, which is on Sunday. Okay, great. Any question? I hope you're enjoying the course. I know it is little different from many different courses that you have taken in your life, but alhamdulillah, I hope that you will enjoy it and you will love it. يعطيكم العافية. وبارك الله فيكم. Thank you for your comments. And inshallah, see you soon. Inshallah, see you on Sunday. يعطيكم العافية. مع السلامة.